Okay, now you see yourselves or what have you. Okay, so people ask me, oh my God, let me show you Deck Screener. Tell me if you see it. You see Deck Screener? Y'all see Deck
Yeah,
Screener?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so they said, oh my God, there's this one wallet and it has 60% of all of the tokens, $14 million. And then I go and I look at the address, okay, CD7D. And then I go to my Telegram, CD7D. Guess what that is? It's a contract. It is the rebase pool, reward pool contract address. It is not a wallet for John and Judy and Bob to scam us. This is how we get paid. Now, so let's
Yeah.
go and look at another wallet that has 36%. That is D5 3D. DeFi, I think that's the liquidity pool, but let me make sure. Do, 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 do. Here it is.
Yeah, it's a
D5
marvel liquidity.
3D. That's our public liquidity pool address on Pancake Swap, which is locked. Now that we know that the majority, 60 plus 36 is 96%, is half in a contract that's going to pay us, and the other half is in the liquidity pool. Stop playing. Learn some things. Ask the question and stop being scared. Stop being scared. It's just so funny. Let's see what else we got here to look at. I've got all of the contracts and even more. I've got the contracts and even more. I remember a couple of nights ago, Winston brought it to my attention because I don't pay attention. I don't log in every day. And she says, wow, the price has gone down. And I gave her my typical response. Yep, it goes down, it goes up, take a chill pill. And she said, no, Queen, listen, I don't want to hear it. I'm busy. And then I said, okay, let me look. And so we had a hit. We had a hit, and I went and looked. Hold on, let me go. I went and looked. Where is it? Let's go here. And I said, let me see. Would you like to unpin? No, I wouldn't. Let me see what she's talking about. So, did I put it in here? I don't have that wallet address. But any case, there was this wallet address that nobody knows where it came from, and it wasn't a contract. And what it did was it kept withdrawing. I mean, over $2 million. It's withdrawing. And so I said, wait, before I start panicking, let me see where the money is going. And then I find out that the money actually went to RBS. Let me show you that. Am I logged in? Let me go to pots.money. No, DeFi. Control A, DeFi.pots.money. Trying to teach you guys some stuff, and y'all just be listening to the naysayers. Okay, so here it is. Got my portfolio in the back office. You see our market cap, you see our treasury. So I went to the treasury. I know good and darn well in the RBS contract, we had $600,000. And I was talking to the team, the POTS team. I said, man, $600,000 is not enough to like govern or monitor the market capitalization and the price. Y'all gonna need some more. And I've been saying that for weeks. Then all of a sudden I look, it's no longer $600,000. It's $2.152 million. That's where the money went. And so all these people thinking somebody scamming, buying some Lambos or whatever. That's not. So now we got a pretty healthy foundation. We got a robust RBS contract. We got a robust safety treasury, and we got $8.6 million in liquidity. Actually, it's about 17 million because in liquidity, half is USDT, half is IBS tokens, right? So this is just the USDT value, 8.6. You add it all together, we got about 17 million in liquidity. How can I verify that? Let's go Unchained. I'm gonna go back to Deck Screener, and Deck Screener, I'm gonna search for IBS. And don't search for the token. Come and get the actual contract of the IBS token and put that in there, because there's a lot of fake IBSs in here as well. So now that we are here, let's see. Oh, I am on IBS. Let's scroll down a little bit to see that. And I just want to see the numbers. Yeah, 17.2 million. So you just double the liquidity they show you in your back office in um, in pots, because now they show you how much we have in pots, how much we have in USDT, 17 million. Pretty healthy. Our foundation is dope. But you see this little lock thing. Always make sure whatever project you want to get into yesterday or today, or tomorrow, make sure it's locked. If the liquidity isn't locked, what happens? They're going to scam you, man, while you sleep. They're going to take all that liquidity out of there. But that's not the only thing you look for. You click on it, and you'll see that almost 100% is locked. Not time locked for 3 months or 7 days or 10 days, but 100% locked. That's us. We're safe there. We're safe there. What else y'all want to look at? Tell me what else y'all want to look at. This is going to be a free for all. And then I'll show the compensation plan and all those other goodies. Tell me what you guys want me to show you, and I'm going to show you. Nobody speaks up. My mother always
I
said,
think, Queen, I want to add,
yeah,
yes, we weren't scammed. We benefit later on from that.
yeah.
But I must say though, it was a bit spontaneous and quite a bit in number. I mean, do you want to speak to that situation?
No, I don't
Because
want to
quite a
speak to
few
that,
people are
because the
saying
thing
you don't
is,
want to touch that.
no,
Okay.
because the thing is, everybody wants today money. Everybody wants today
Yeah.
optics. And when you do the
Mm,
research, as I've done, you found that this is building the foundation for the future. And all
indeed.
Olympic style
Yes.
projects, they're all about long term financial wealth. We're talking about the wealth transfer. And if you come in with $1,000 and want to extract every 7 days, that is not going to change your life. But if you want a platform that has a real structure, real foundation, then you look at, once you learn and I answer your question, and you'll say, that is cool. Look at that. We got a strong foundation. We're ready for the future.
Mm,
We know what's going to happen, right? So I tend not to answer a lot of short term stuff just to make people feel good. But I tell you,
mm,
long term, because I've been in two projects prior to POTS that are based on the Olympus Dial protocol. And I could care less about the price. What I care about is the liquidity. What I care is about the stability. What I care about is the longevity. Because if I'm able to compound for 2, 3 years, for example, and I don't care what your price is, I'm going to win. And as the wealthy people say, compounding is the eighth wonder of the world. And if you're not compounding, guess what? You're paying interest. And I tell
yeah.
people, thank you very much, because you're paying it to me. You're paying it to the wealthy people. The fearfulness and all of that. And I tell people this, if you're scared or if you need your cash, all you have to do is open up multiple stakes and or bonds. At least have one that you're going to let run for 360 days. Leave it alone, ignore it, stop watching the price, and let it run for 360 days. Now, you want to be able to tap into some weekly money, some monthly money, some daily money. Open up more what? Stakes and bonds, and play with those. So have a diverse portfolio within POPs, right? And this is what I try to tell people. We have to start changing our mindset. We have to start. People want Lambos. Okay, you want a Lambo? And you're putting a $200 in. It's not happening, right? I don't want a Lambo because that's a liability. But some people want Lambos, right? I want long-term wealth for my generational wealth. That's why I'm here. But what people do, what human behavior is, has nothing at all to do with me. I'm going to teach you how this thing works, and you're going to construct your own strategy, and I'm going to give some recommendations. That's all I can do. I can't tell you what to do. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't have a broker license or any of that. But I just want to make sure that people understand what we have here. So when I talk about that, Anna Sue is here. Hey, Anna Sue, let me show you the back office. So when you go into your back office in POPs, okay, you'll see our market cap. And remember, we've only been around for about 40 days. We got a $24 million market cap on the IBS token. 24 million. And not only that, it's in CoinGecko, it's in CoinMarket, it's in Dex Screener, it's in Dex Tools, it's in AAVE, right? So we're on a major platform, ladies and gentlemen. We're not just an internal token where people can say, okay, we could trade amongst each other and then there's no liquidity and it goes to zero when we wake up because the project team took all of the money. No, we are talking real stuff here. And this is why I'm excited about it. I'm excited about POS. Why? Number one, I'm familiar with the Olympus DAO protocol. I'm familiar with it. I know the ins and outs of it. I have a master's in software engineering. I've been studying this code for over 1,000 hours. I know how it works. We got our treasury, $13 million already. And I click on this little round circle and it says RBS contract, 2.152 million. Yay! Safety treasury, 2.2 million. Yay! Liquidity, 8.6 million, really 17 million. Yay! We've got the stability, we've got the foundation. The blockchain doesn't lie. Okay, then you talk about last 24 hours, our trading volume. $837,803 was traded in the last 24 hours. If we were nothing, nobody would be trading. I know some tokens out there on the market, they're just tokens with no ecosystem, and they have like $5,000 worth of trading volume, $2,000 worth of trading volume. Nobody trading that crap. You see our price here, it's been steady the last couple of days, around $25. That's cool. Okay. We look at our total supply. And remember, when you invest in a meme coin, for example, they'll tell you we got a $1 billion supply. And they pre-minted all of that. Here with the Olympus DAO protocol, when we launched, no one on this planet had any IBS tokens. They didn't pre-mint anything for their family and friends and the marketing team and operations and the top network marketers or the founders. As soon as the first stake bonding happened, that's when the IBS tokens start being minted. And so we got 951,952, almost a million total supply. There's no limit to the supply in the Olympus DAO protocol. The minting is based on treasury, liquidity, activity. The DAO, which is the community, is based on supply and demand. That's when it determines when to mint. And we look at the rebase pool and IBS token. Let me click there. Watch this. This stuff ain't fake. It's all on chain. How much did they say? Let me go back. They said it was 565,470. Sometimes they're a little off. We are at, let's see. This is the token. They tell us the maximum token supply is 951, 952. Remember I said we're about a million. We got 65,254 holders. We're at $25.15. This is the blockchain. Blockchain doesn't lie. They talk about our market cap as well. They have our token contract here as well. You see all of the transactions that are going on every minute, every 10 minutes, all of the everything that's happening. I click on the contract. The first thing I look at when I look at contract is the green mark. The green mark means that it was verified by the Binance Smart Chain system. Binance Smart Chain is owned by Binance. If you are on Ethereum, Ethereum tokens is owned by Vitalik Buterin, etc. All these blockchains, there's loads of them out there. So then I click on the contract. Let me click on the contract. Was the code renounced? Verified? I want to read the contract. I want to read the contract. Let's see what we've got. I'm looking for the default admin role. Whoa! 0x0000000000. Right here, ladies and gentlemen. You know what that means? All the keys to the contract has been renounced. No one owns it except for us. So no developer, no founder, no nobody can come in here and start mucking around with this. But there's many contracts that are here. Okay, so I look at all of these things. So let me get out of there. So that's what we have. We got our rebase pool. I think I showed you that in the Treasury net value. No, I didn't. Where is it? The rebase pool. Whatever. It's on chain. Go look it up yourself. Now, when we look at total value locked, it's what we call TVL. And then we see that we have $14 million in the rebase pool because we have 565,470.35 IBS. Multiply that by 25.1, you're going to get $14 million. Okay? So that's where we are in terms of how much is in that pool where they're going to be paying us from. We got our treasury. I already showed you that. You click on the little circle. That's our treasury. That's our safety mechanism. Okay. PBM locked. This is the freaking Bitcoin we talk about with POTSMARKET. Remember all of our withdrawal fees from POTS money, that's the Olympus Dow side, all of the withdrawal fees goes into POTSMARKET and they buy what? Bitcoin. And they take that Bitcoin and they pair it with the POTS token, which is our second token. We already have 2.2 million. Let me click on that baby. Oh, Whirlpool Treasury, we call that the PBM. We got $1.7 million in Bitcoin already. We're not like Michael Saylor, who owns 5% of the Bitcoin supply. But this is just less than a month, ladies and gentlemen. And with $500,000 in liquidity, which is about $1 million in liquidity on both sides. So we all get free pops. Everybody get free pops. But the higher your rank, the more pops you get. So, burnt IBS. How much IBS tokens did they burn? And what is burned? What it does is when I do a claim or if I withdraw or you withdraw, what happens is when they require that you have to have some USDT there, they're going to burn that IBS token. PBM analysis. This is our Bitcoin POS goodies. Look at this. We started at almost zero for a POTS token, right? And now we are at about 3.5 cents. That is like a 6,300% increase. If you're selling your POTS token for 3 cents, I don't know, man. I'm going to have to fly wherever you live and just smack you in the back of the neck. Why? Because the POTS token is deflationary. And every day, 0.5% of the POTS token, of which there was only 21 million to start, every day they give it to us and they burn some. Get it out of the supply. Get it out of the supply. And the lower the supply, the higher the price is going to be. So we had 21 million and it went up about 4% in the last 24 hours. And they already burned 3. We had 21 million, which means we have about 18 million. And by the time the 500 days expire, pay attention. We had 21 million. In just like 4 weeks, there's now 18 million. And the price is going up. By the end of 500 days, by my calculations, there will be only 1.8 million POTS token there. And our Bitcoin treasury is going to be sky high. You know, Bitcoin's going down like a brick now, but we all know the cycle. If you've been around like I have been, you'll know that Bitcoin always loses about 80 to 90% of its value. And people like me laugh. We don't move. But the novices and the retail investors, they don't understand. So they buy at 125,000 and they sell at 60,000. What? You buy high, you sell low. No, I buy medium or low. And then I wait. I'm patient, very patient. Then that baby is going to go up, in my opinion, to $150,000 next year. It is at 67,000, 66,000, under 60,000. And everybody watching it go down. And I'm like, wonderful. Because every time we pay our fees to withdraw or claim in POTS money, they take 100% of that fee by Bitcoin. If Bitcoin is low, that means they're buying a lot more Bitcoin. And I tell you, next year is going to be beautiful. And so 500 days of burning and distributing 0.5% of POS token to us, right? Those who hold, watch what happened in 500 days. Less than 500 days now. It's about 450. Yeah, about 420. Whatever the number of days that are left, that baby can get up to $100, $800, $1,000, or even more because of scarcity. And when I talk about scarcity, I want you to think about a Bugatti. Think about a Toyota. Why is a Toyota cheaper than the Bugatti sports car? A Bugatti, let me look it up. I keep saying $300,000. I like the way they look. And let me go look here. Bugatti price. Y'all see my screen? Bugatti price. Oh, okay.
There
What
she
was I talking
goes.
about last?
Queen, can you get Alicia to co-host with me, please?
Where is
I need to
she?
get into the chat.
Is she here?
She's here.
Where?
Yeah. Say
Alicia.
hi, Alicia.
Hello, Queen. I'm here.
Oh,
How
I
are
see
you?
you. Okay, great.
Let's
Okay.
go. Let's
Let
go,
us hear.
everyone. Let's
Okay,
go.
make
Okay.
co-host.
Great.
So what was
Great.
the last
Yeah.
thing I was talking about before I got kicked off the internet? Bugatti?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
Okay,
Yeah.
yes, Queen
Yeah.
great.
Bugatti.
So I'm gonna go here and I want to know how much a Bugatti costs.
And Queen,
Okay.
while you look at that, while you look
Huh?
at that, while
Huh?
you look at that, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What?
Yeah. While you look at that, so the number of burned parts is like 3 million. So that means there's about 16 million and so left because they took 1 million from
18.
21
Yeah, they
million.
did take 1
Yeah,
million for stuff. And so there's
yeah,
20 million. We burn about, let me go there. We burn
like
about
3 million.
3.1 million. So it
There's
was
about
21, it
16
was
million
really
left.
20 million. So we're like at about 17 million.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's only 17 million left. And again, at the end of 500 days or a year and a half, there's going to be 1.8 million pops left. And pops, remember, we're earning IBS on the Olympus Dow side, right? But the POTS token we're earning on the POTS market side that's paired with Bitcoin, and we're all getting it for free. Nobody on the outside of our system in POTS money will get any POTS at all. Go over there to Pancake Swap, the DEX, the decentralized exchange, and try to buy some POTS token. Put in $1,000 and click the button and ignore the notifications, and you're going to get zero POTS token. And they're going to say, we're going to say, thank you for your $1,000 because nobody can buy it. You're going to get 100% tax. It's only for us. It's only for the people in POTS money. And the people in POTS money, the Olympus Dow side, right, who have stakes, who have bonds, who are building teams. They're the ones that's going to get all of the POS token. And the higher you rank, right, the more rank you have, you're going to get more and more and more POTS. That's just extra, extra. Keep that over there. Don't be selling it for 3 cents. Sell it for 3 cents and then send me a screenshot. And then in about 7 months, I'm going to send you a screenshot and laughing out loud. Okay, so now what I was saying is if you take a look at supply and demand, and so we look at a Bugatti, I always talk about Bugatti. The average price of a Bugatti is $1.6 million. Why isn't a Toyota average price $1.6 million? There's a huge supply of Toyota. I don't know what is the average price of a Toyota. Let's go here. Average price Toyota.
If you're sharing, we're not seeing, okay?
Can you see?
You're not sharing.
I'm not sharing. Share everything. Okay, great. Now you see?
Yeah.
Now I'm going to go back to show you guys the average price of a Bugatti is $1.6 million. You see that? Why is a Bugatti sports car more expensive than a Toyota? Let's see. Toyota average price. Okay, 1.6 million versus.
Because it's less on the market.
Oh, I'll go to Chat GPT because these guys don't give me the answer. Hold on. Chat GPT. He'll tell me very quickly, Google sucks. Okay. Google, nobody use Google to do searches anymore, right? So Chat GPT. Come on. Yeah, here we go. Let's go. Chat GPT. Here we go. This is my friend. See this thing up here? Oh, I got a lesson for you. They say they're Chat GPT. Wait, no, they're not. Look, HIX.ai. Now I know Chat GPT is chatgpt.com. I ain't thinking about you. So I'm going to click on chatgpt.com. Little scammer sponsors. What is the average price of a Toyota? And be brief and don't talk too much. So we're talking about the maximum with a Toyota Land Cruiser from 58,000 to 75,000, but you can get a Toyota Corolla for 22,000. But when I go back here and we're talking about the price, the average price of a Bugatti is 1.6 million. Why? Because the supply of Bugattis is very, very, very low. And then what happens is everyone who wants a Bugatti today, especially if you want it customized, you're going to have to wait a year, 2 years, maybe more. So when you have that scarcity and that low supply, the price of the asset will increase in value. Go buy a Toyota, you can buy that like in 10 minutes. Pay about $40,000. You got a Toyota. They've got a huge supply. And so when I start talking about, right, scarcity, when we're throwing away some of our supply every day, and we're giving the rest to all of the POTS money people, man, that means what? Potential for price increase of the POTS token is going to be astronomical. And I'm here for it. Okay, I'm here for it. They're going to keep burning it and burning it and burning it and giving it to us. Those who perform the best in POTS money, you're going to have a whole lot of POTS tokens. Okay, what else we got on this page? Let's go with yeah, I think that's about all I wanted to show you. How the dashboard look, what these numbers mean, how you can find it on the blockchain. Now, what I want to do is I'm gonna stop my share. I'm making this an interactive session before I get into the presentation. For those who have not seen the presentation, I'll get into the presentation. It's gonna be fast. But anyone have any questions or comments, right? Anything before I go
Yeah,
on? Yes.
absolutely. Do me a
Yes.
favor and just touch on the point that we noticed last time when the price dropped, because
I
a
did
couple
that
of Olympus
already.
said,
You weren't here, but I'll do it
you did it
again.
already? Okay, I didn't see that.
Okay, but let me share again. Okay. Now let me share again. And what happened was the price was about $40, $38, $35. And then what happened was it went down, man. It went down to $25. And not a lot of people came to me with the sky is falling, but I was talking to Winsome. She's always in my ear, calling me all the time. And she said, price went down. I'm like, girl, it goes down, it goes up. Because I don't log into my back office often. And she's like, listen. And I'm like, listen to what? Price goes up, price goes down. So what? Get a grip, accumulate your IBS tokens. And finally, when she got me to shut up, I went into my back office and I'm like, holy crap. It went from $37 to to
Yeah,
25.
about
And I said,
24, 25. Mm-hmm.
yeah. And I
About
said,
24,
how did
25.
we get that type of a drop? So I went and I said, let me see this wallet. Hold on. I know you guys can see my screen. I don't care. Let me see. Where is it? Oh, yeah, here it is. So I went to find the wallet on chain. Move that out of the way. And I went here and I was talking to the POTS team before I did all of my work. So I'm gonna go here, and was it no? It was here. Okay, so I go here, and I went on a rant because I didn't have all the information, but everybody knows I'm always on a rant. Uh, I'm always on a rant. So okay, so that was the executor address. Do 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 do. I don't want you guys to hear what I was saying. I said some pretty harsh words about the timing of it, but it was a good thing. So let's see. Here it is. Wait. Oh, here it is. This thing here. I said, what the heck is this? It's a wallet. It's not a contract. So I go here. And so I go here and I go to Deck Screener and I'm like, what is this wallet? This wallet is like just withdrawing all these funds. It's not going to be on Deck Screener. I got to go to BSC Scan. BSCSCAN. That's the blockchain. Blockchain never lies. And so I go to BSC Scan. Okay. And so I put in that address that's just selling all of our beautiful, wonderful IBS token. But it never has any money in its wallet. And I'm like, it's just selling, but where's the money going? I go to the token transfers on BS Scan, and I'm like, where's all of the money going? Oh, it's going to BD41B. 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 Let me move that out of the way. That's where, now those are like scam tokens. Ignore that. I'm going to go back to transactions. And then I'm going to click on swap for token. I'm going to click on the transaction hash. And then I'm going to see where the money went. Okay. Went there. And then I go to Telegram. And then I do a control F RBS. So I go to RBS. Oh, wait, I got to do a search over here. Search RBS in my contracts. Oh, gosh. I can't see. Move this out of my way. Move this down here. Now, contracts, all this, boom, 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 boom. So I'm going to go to this topic, search messages. I don't know why it ain't showing me RBS. Oh, here it is. Here it is. So what happened was the RBS, which is the range bound stability contract, which I'm really familiar with. All of those tokens, waiting room, please help me out with the waiting room, guys. Help me out. All of that went into the RBS price stabilized contract. Now, I'm gonna go here, and I'm gonna go to my back office. What's my back office? So I go to my back office to get more info. Okay. And I'm like, it's in the treasury. It got to be in the treasury. I went there and I'm like, whoa, the RBS contract, we had $600,000. And I remember talking to the POTS team and I said, dude, $600,000 is not enough to be in an RBS contract. So they shared with me that they were testing it gradually. But one of the things they did was none of it works. The RBS contract, the executor works, and they just said, boom. And that's how we got that 30% decrease. But then I looked at the RBS contract value. It went from about $500,000 to 2.1 million. This is where all of the money went. And why is that important? Why is that important? Because if you have a healthy RBS contract and you have a healthy safety treasury and you have a healthy liquidity pool, that's going to help sustain the system, build that foundation for strength. And but one of the things I told them, could you have done it like gradually? And they said we couldn't have done it because it's not controlled by us. When we executed the RBS executor fully, it looked at the system and it says we gotta hook this thing up. So that's basically what happened. So nobody took the money, nobody bought no Lambos, which is a liability. No one bought any houses and bought any yachts. It's right here in the system in our treasury net value. And if I take a look at the treasury net value, I was telling Winsome over the phone, there are three components to our treasury. RBS, that's the range bound stability. It monitors the market cap. Just because all of us go in and we decide to sell every day, let's say all of us do a run on the bank. RBS is and everybody says, what happened to RBS? I thought RBS was going to save us. RBS job isn't to catch falling knives. RBS look at all of the parameters and does what it can do. It does not change human behavior, which is why we have POTSMARKET. Okay, that's why we have POTSMARKET. We got our safety treasury. That's a little safety cushion we have. It's going to grow and grow and grow. And we have our liquidity, right? And so what happens is this is the POTS money part. Now we got the POTSMARKET. We got what? The prediction marketplace. Let me show you. We got the prediction marketplace, and everybody, all of us, should be driving all of the people we bring into POTS money. Let me show my video because I make animated moves and stuff. And so,
Yeah, Queen, before you leave that, Queen, right? Before you leave that, let me ask
yeah,
this one
babe.
question. Yeah, what we saw when the RBS, does its thing and the price drop,
Yeah.
can that happen again like that?
No, no. The RBS executor, what happened was it wasn't fully implemented, honey. And then
Okay,
they
wasn't
finally
implemented.
implemented, and then RBS executor said, let me see what's going on. Let me see what's going on. Oh, we need to correct this. And that's what happened. That's what happened. Now
Okay,
it's
okay,
fully implemented. It's fully
gotcha.
implemented now. Yeah, it wasn't fully implemented from the beginning. Now we are. And that's why we took the hit. And you see now we're stabilizing around $25. We're stabilizing 24.95,
Right.
25.15, boom, 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 which is a wonderful place to be. But
Yeah.
no,
So,
it won't
just
happen.
for my knowledge. Yeah, just for my knowledge, Queen. So, so the way it happened is that the smart contract did that. It's not a
Yeah,
test that they did. It just did it by itself,
yeah,
correct?
yeah, yes. It just did it because they fully implemented it. It wasn't fully implemented. It was like in a test mode, if you will. And then when they say, okay, we're ready, RBS executor, we're going to implement you, do your work. And RBS says, okay, boom. It looked at all of the parameters, boom, 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 boom. And it says, this is where the price should be. If the price should be $25. So that's what happened. So now that we're stabilized, what you'll see is when the RBS executor works now, it'll be gradual. You won't even notice it. Okay.
Cool,
It
cool.
won't be any
No,
massive ups or massive downs. $40
awesome.
here is kind of like the ceiling. And if the price get to the point where we got a lot of people buying in, buying in, buying in, what happens is they won't push it up over 40. Why? They're going to take that money, they're going to throw it into the treasury in the RBS contract for future stability.
Okay. So
Okay. Got it?
is the floor price $24 or $12? Well, what is the
No, the floor price
floor
is not
price?
24. No way in high heck. The
Yeah.
floor price, is it back here? I hate looking at the floor price because it is liquidity in USDT plus treasury divided by, I can't remember. It's a formula. Um,
Okay.
yeah, it's a formula. I don't know what it is. I know with ARC, they have that back there with confused people. And I said, I don't know why you guys are looking at that, because it fluctuates, because liquidity fluctuates, supply fluctuates, and all of that fluctuates. So floor price means nothing to me. It's going to always move. It's going to always move. But if you look at ARC, for example, the floor price is algorithmic. If you look at a Koch dial, for example, and that was my first experience with Olympus dial protocol back in June when I started studying the code and realized that a Koch dial is kind of centralized, but they're still here. And when I looked at them, they have a false or a man-made floor of $1, and they make sure it doesn't go down to $1. But ARC doesn't have a man-made one. It's basically the system will adjust it and it won't go below $1. And I think that Olympus Dow is the same way, and I believe that LGNS Origin is the same way. And POTS
Yeah,
Money took the code from ARC. ARC has the most advanced implementation of Olympus Dow, and so POTS is using that. POTS is using that
right,
because,
right.
as you know, the architect guy Ippolito sits on the advisory board for ARC. Okay, so yep, they're doing some stuff over there. We're doing all right over there. I take a few $1,000s every week out of my bank account with ARC. I call it my bank account, but they're doing well, and I think
Queen,
we're going to
can
do
I make
better.
can I
Yeah,
make an observation here?
yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt. We should wait, to ask questions. But I just want to say, really, I brought this to your attention because you're mentoring me and you're doing a phenomenal job with me. And I just thank you so much. But what I liked about what you did the other night, I sort of panicked when I saw the hit. And I thought maybe, could this be another? Considering and the way in which you were able to execute it, you knew exactly. And this is where Queen Wiki, not really, flattering you, but so happy to have a mentor like you because you knew exactly where to go. You had, when I first came to your body, said, "Oh, girl, go sit down," nothing like that. Now, Winsome, you don't understand. But I held my own with you, which forced you to go on chain. And in minutes, I mean, I went to my bed feeling reassured. You were able to find the wallet in like seconds. And having found the wallet, you said to me, "Girl, I'm gonna go check and see where this money is going to." And it went straight into the relevant pool, and it gave me peace. It shows how securitized, and if anything, I've just put in the chat that we need to understand Olympus DAO because the longevity and the securitization that we get from it is unmatched. But I just really want to say you really, of all what you've done with me and others, I was very impressed because if we had this in previous what you
Deals.
call it in previous protocols, we were scammed and
Now they
we
didn't
had
have
no one
protocols.
like
They
you.
didn't have protocols. I mean, previous deals,
Well, whatever you
previous
call it, we
projects.
never. Yeah, projects. We I wish we had a Queen Wiki because some here is a mentee like me turned to you and you were able to resolve the issue straight away. And if
Even
we had
after,
this, a lot of
even
us.
after I told you to shut up and get off my phone.
Yeah, but it's okay
Oh,
because
wait,
you know
wait.
me. I'm a fighter, so and I love you too. So and I know, but you ain't gonna get rid of me because having been scammed before, I just really wanted to make sure. Wow, but you were able to find the wallet, and then you went and found where the money went. The money went, and if people look,
Right here.
it's better for us.
It went
If
right
money
here.
if they look because now we can buy like today I bought another 1,000. We
It
now
went
can buy
right
a
here.
24 and you're
Watch
getting
this.
more IBS.
It went
So
right
thank
here.
you.
Yes.
Thank
It,
you.
yes.
I,
It went
I
right
know,
here.
I know,
Look,
but I'm
look.
just saying thank you aloud.
Yes, look, $2.151 million
Come
is
on.
the token holding. This is the
Come on.
blockchain, bscscan.com. It ain't no guy or gal telling me what's going on. Because I'm telling you, I was
Yeah.
beating up the POS team. And I was like, you got
Yeah.
a freaking wallet. You got a freaking wallet. You can't do that. And they're like, calm down. It's
Yeah.
a wallet, yes, but the wallet is triggered by the RBS executor. Let me go here to RBS executor. Here it is. Here it is. Oh, this little guy just made me mad. Is it the stabilizer or the executor? Let me see. Control C, and then I go over here and I put it up here in the search box. That's why we have contract. So I put it up there and I look at the contract. The executor, that's not a contract. Okay, that's probably that address that like pissed me off. I think the stabilizer is actually a contract. You can tell if it's a contract on BSC scan. If it's an address, it's a wallet. And if it say, watch this, Control V, if it says contract, it's a contract. Okay? So we're all fine and dandy. Control W, get out of there. And that's how I was able to track what was going on. And that's why they were laughing at me. I'm like, but we gotta tell people what's going on. But it's fine and dandy. Now, but another thing you talk about is safety, security, sustainability, longevity. Now I'm going to go into the presentation because we've got Olympus down. Price went high, price went down. We've got LGNS Origin. Price was $78, went down. Today is about three something, like less than $4. We've got Akash Dow. Price was 40, went down to 1. You just have to, compound or continue to build because it's an enclosed system. You look at ARC. Price was at about $40. It's now about $10 or $11. I love my ARC. Don't mess with my ARC. Please don't. Now, POTS money, we got that extra oomph. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to stop my share. And I'm going to ask if there's any questions before I proceed further, because this is going to tell you the extra oomph that we've got here in POTS. Okay? No questions? Great. No chat. So now I'm going to show you the extra oomph. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom. Let's go up. Let's go to the presentation. I'm working backwards here. I think I like this a lot better. Okay. We're going to go with Zoom. Okay. We're going to go with slideshow from the beginning, share my screen. For those of you who don't even know what we're talking about, these are the things you have to know a little bit. You don't have to be as technical as me, but you can just kind of try to follow it. Don't get confused. And we do this for all projects. Now, so we talk about am I recording? I think I am. Yeah, let me make sure. I think I was. Yeah, I am. Whew. So when we're looking at POTS, what differentiates itself from Olympus Dow, which is the mama. She's like the one that was created 5 years ago. They had the OHM token. And then we had other projects that adopted that and put an affiliate marketing component in it. And some of those projects are WebKey Dial. Another project, LGNS Origin. Another project, Akash Dial. Another project is Arc DeFi. Okay? Now, all they have here, what we have is we got an ecosystem. We got two engines. They have one. And the one that they have is what we call POTS money. Okay? And our POTS money is our Olympus Dial based on the most recent version, improved version of Olympus Dial. Treasury engine, liquidity, decentralized finance, built for stability, designed for growth. But that really isn't enough. And I did a lot of research online. All of these technologies and architect guys are talking about, but there's still something missing. There's still something missing. It can't just be Olympus Dow and enclosed decentralized bank. And so what POTS did, POTS said, hey, we want to have a second engine. None of the rest have the second engine called POTSMARKET. So POS money is IBS. POS money is where you're going to earn yield. POS money is where you're going to bring all of your teams and all your loved ones in. And the goal is to push them to open their eyes to see engine number two. Why? Engine number two is the priority of the POTS team. Engine number two is where the decentralized prediction marketplace lies, and I'll show you that. Engine number two is where that second token we get that's deflationary, right? Because they're burning, and giving it to us. And the price is going to go up because of scarcity. That's all in engine number two. Now, let me show you. Okay. So don't get scared. Don't get scared. I ain't going into no technology. POTS money. We're earning IBS tokens. We're earning our yield every day. Compounding, compounding, compounding. We got our AEM, which is our minting algorithm. We've got our RBS, which is our range bound stability module. We got a yield revenue feedback. I'm not getting into all of that. And so in all Olympus DAO projects, when they launch, they go down. But what we have special is that we have POTSMARKET, our second engine. And all of our withdrawal fees over here in POTS money will come back over here and they buy what? Bitcoin on the Binance Smart Chain. It's the same as Bitcoin. And they buy and they buy. And Bitcoin's sucking wind right now, right? Sucking big time wind. We don't care because what that means is the system is going to be buying Bitcoin at a lower cost. Like Michael Saylor, he fooled some people. Michael Saylor said he would never sell Bitcoin. He's the owner of Strategy. He said he would never sell it. And then he sold $2.5 million worth. The guy owns 5% of all the Bitcoin on the planet. And he sells 2.5 million measly dollars. And everybody wants to dump. And that's exactly what he wanted them to do. Because when everybody, all the retail buyers who are clueless as a bat, started selling. They bought at 125. They bought at 100. And then when he sold and they listened to him and they said, I'm going to sell at 60,000. He's like, yeah. All the oligarchs, yeah. Well, me, I'm like, yeah. So we go in there and we buy the Bitcoin and we drive that baby back up. And the guys, the retail traders, the retail investors, they lose because they operate on emotion. So we got all this Bitcoin in, and then they pair it with our POTS and pair it together. Let me see, because I'm always doing this. Okay, pair it together, Bitcoin and POTS will move with Bitcoin, right? It goes up. POTS token that all of us get for free goes up. It goes down. POTS tokens price will go down. So it's going to go down. It's going to stabilize. We don't care. We're going to have a lot of Bitcoin in this, what we call CBT or co-building treasury, sitting there, earning, 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 and we're getting it for free. It's about 3.5 cents right now. You sell that baby for 3.5 cents? Give me a screenshot of your sale. And 6 months from now, a year from now, I'll give you a screenshot of my sale. Yours is at 3 cents. Mine's going to be $500. And so how does that contribute to the deficiencies that exist in Olympus DAO? Because, like, how do we get more money in the treasury when everybody's claiming, everybody's taking their money out? And which means that our treasury, it's going down. Our liquidity is going down. That's why it's not going up. And so we got the prediction marketplace. And this is the primary priority of POTS. The prediction marketplace. They want to be the largest, most successful Asian prediction marketplace, because poly market is basically USA centric. They want to say we want to be Asian centric, and there's more people in Asia than there are in the United States. I think there's about 160,000 people in poly market. It's a $20 billion valuated company. Could you imagine we get all the Asians over here? Then they want to go to Africa, tap into those 54 countries. Then they want to go over there to UK and go over there to Europe and EU and go over there to South America. Man, we're going to have a lot of people over here playing in a prediction marketplace that I'm going to show you just after this. And then all of the fees that are generated from all of the trades in the prediction marketplace, they're going to take a percentage and they're going to drive it right back into our treasury. Thank God. And so all of these Olympus DAO projects, they're still around. They've never scammed. And anybody who's ever used the Olympus DAO protocol, which is 5 years old, and WebKey DAO, 3 years old, LGNS Origin, everybody looking at the price, complaining, but people are still making money, 3 years old. And you've got Akash Dial started in June. I'm in there. You've got ARC started in August. I'm in there making big time money. They don't scam out, period. You've never seen one that scammed out, but you may have seen one that claimed they were using Olympus Dial, and they're a liar. They're a liar. It's all marketing. And then they went down. Veritas is a prime example. I talked to the owner. Every question I asked them was the dumbest answer I ever heard in the world. I went and looked at his liquidity, never locked. I went and looked at his code. I said, this is not Olympus Dow. And then there's another deal. What was the name of it? It was with PopMax that had come out. PopMax crashed and burned. People got into something called LUMX or something, not the other Lumex, but they went into LUMX. And I got on the phone with one of the big leaders who were there. And I said, why are you telling everybody this is like Olympus Dow? He said, it is. I said, show me your treasury. I said, show me your minting. Show me your contracts. And he said, you're right, Queen. It's not. I said, so why the heck are you telling people that? So I didn't get in there. I didn't get in there. So watch the narrative, watch the marketing, and then find someone who knows how to check Unchained and see if it's real or Memorex. So again, anything that's ever used, the Olympus Dow protocol as a technology, underlying technology for the creation of yield, have never failed, have never scammed, have never rug pulled. Okay, now that you know how our withdrawal fees feed into POTSMARKET, which buys the Bitcoin, which pairs with our POTS, which is a deflationary token, and then everything in the prediction marketplace, a percentage of that goes right back in to POTS money. This is the advantage that we have. This is the advantage that we have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how Poly Market works. Ha ha. Ha. And I was going to do it. I'm going to do it like I'm a newbie. So I didn't proceed with it. So let me go. I'm going to share. I'm going to share with, where is it? Google Chrome. Okay, we go to Google Chrome. And then I'm going to go to, move that out of the way. That's this. We can get rid of that. Control W. Okay, Control W. Okay, Control, we don't need that. This is this, Control W. Here it is. Okay, so in your token pocket, or in your browser, or Trust Wallet, whatever you're using, but we train everybody on token pocket. You're going to go to POTS.market. Write it down. We're going to drive everybody. The goal is to drive everyone in POTS money who are making yield, who's building their teams. The whole goal is to get the eyeballs and the activity in the prediction marketplace called POTS.market. POTS.market is an official bona fide developer in the poly market space. They said, yep, you can customize it. So that's what they done. So now I'm there. When you come here, they're going to ask you to log in. I'm going to click on login. And here on my computer, I use Rabby, but pretend I'm using Token Pocket. I use Rabby on my desktop. And then I delete everything after every, that's not going to be it. I'm going to stop my share. I'm going to get my password. Be patient. Boop, 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 boom. I'm going to show you guys how to use it because everybody said, how do you use it? I don't know. So we're gonna go through this with me. Control C, boom, okay, boom. Now I'm gonna share my screen, share, and I go back here to POTSMARKET. Okay, so I'm gonna use my Rabby. Wait, let me use my Rabby. Hold on, let me do it. Log in. When you get there, POTS.market, and they're gonna take you to apps.pots.market. But don't worry about it. Just go to POTS.market. They'll do the redirect. So they're gonna open up my Rabby wallet on my desktop. Where's my? Here it is. And she's asking for my password. There you go. Okay. Now I'm in there. I think I got a couple of $100 in there. Okay, I'm gonna sign. I'm gonna confirm. Boom, I'm in like Flynn. Okay, I'm connected. Okay, let me move that up. I'm connected. So I'm seeing about the World Cup. See, I don't know about the World Cup now because Trump acting cray cray. He's like not letting the photographers from Iran in or Iraq in, and the hotels are not getting the numbers they thought would get. But forget about all of that. Forget about all of that. So we got the World Cup going on. I tell you, it's a real mess. Um, Politics is pretty huge. Politics is pretty huge. U.S. by Iran permanent peace deal by December 31st or October 31st, or U.S. announces. So you get a lot of titles. You're going to get a lot of questions. Find one that you're interested in. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to go with, I think U.S. and Iran going to have a permanent peace deal by October 31. I don't think they're going to have one by October or the 31st. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say no. That's all you do. You just put your opinions on the line. And so 6% of the folks on this planet, they say that it will be a yes. 17% say June 30th. July 30th, 31% says yes. I think they're all wacko jacko. And I got an opinion just like everyone else. And you've got an opinion. August 31st, I'm going to say, see, we got 69% down here that says it'll be by December. But the way these guys operate, I don't know, because you look at the Ukraine war, and Russia said that it was a 2-week war and it's been 4 years. And so I don't think that Donald, with his ego, that he's going to give up very, very easily, even if he loses. So I'm going to do a short term bet. I'm going to go with July 31st. It ain't happening. That's what I'm going to do. Should I do July or June? What do y'all think? I think I'm gonna say definitely ain't happening by June 30th. So I'm gonna buy a share. Nope, ain't happening by June 30th. And then what I'm gonna do is say, how many shares do I want to buy? Okay, I want to buy 10 shares. Okay, I want to buy 10 shares. $10 worth. $10 worth. And they say if I win, wait, let me go up here. Wait, what's wrong with my, okay, what's wrong with my thingy here? Control. Let me see, what's down here? Boom, boom, boom. Why is it over there? I don't use my computer often. June 30th, I'm saying no. It will not happen by June 30th. And the price is 84 cents. So I want to buy 10 shares. Well, maybe I want to buy 20 shares. So in order to win. I will pay $16.80. And if I win, I'm gonna win $20. I ain't got no time for winning no $4. So I'm gonna take a risk. I don't want to win no $4. I'm gonna take I'm gonna take a risk. Let me go back here. You got rules and everything. Make sure you read the rules. Okay, I'm gonna say by August 31st, because these numbers are bigger. Let me say December. I don't even think he's gonna just think it's gonna be peaceful by December. And I like the bigger numbers. So I'm gonna say a no over there, and I'm gonna say $10. And I'm going to pay 10 shares. I'm going to pay $3.20 and I'm going to win $10. So maybe I'm going to do 100 shares. So I'm going to spend $32 and I'm going to win, if I win, $100. Now, listen, even if you don't want to wait till December 31st, you can come in and you can sell anytime. And so a lot of guys who are traders, stock exchange traders, cryptocurrency exchange traders, they come in here every day, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. So they arbitrage the platform just like they do on Poly Market. So I'm just going to spend the 32 and I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to spend, did they say I'm spending to win? Average price is 32. Okay, I'm going to click here. And they're looking for USDC on Polygon. I ain't got nothing on Polygon. So I'm going to click here and say, see all of these chains you can use: Ethereum, Solana, Polygon, Arbitron, BNB Smart Chain. I like BNB. So I hate USDC for a particular reason. Let's go with USDT. They said that they should know how much I have. Why they don't ask me for max? See, y'all going through this with me. Let me go to my wallet and see how much I have. And I don't have much there. I've got $164. Okay. Oh, shucks. Let me try that again. Go here, go to BNB Smart Chain, go to USDT, and then I'm gonna say 100. I'm gonna deposit in the system. And then, okay, so what? Y'all get a 2% fee? Man, okay, fine. And then, okay, your deposit address, click to view. Yep, I don't know what that is. Oh, I'm going to have to deposit my money to that wallet address. And then I'm going to say deposit from my connected wallet. And then when you deposit from your connected wallet, and then I say sign, I say confirm. I say sign. You can do $5 if you want to, guys. I tell you. Okay. Transaction reverted. Check if the token balance is sufficient. So I'm gonna have to work on that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a whole webinar on this. But I don't know what's going on, and I don't know what PUSD is. Oh, it says Polygon. Let me go back to BNB. That's what I told them. I know I told them BNB. Okay, okay. Now deposit from your connected wallet $99. Okay, here we go. You got to be careful what it says to select the source chain. Make sure you're on the right chain. Close that. Sign. They're going to take my $100. I better win. Funds detected. Great. Okay. I think I'm in like Flynn. I think. I think I'm in like Flynn. I think my bet is on. So I'm gonna do a whole thing. But this is how the not poly market, pops market works. Find a question, find a title that you want to bet on. Okay, yes or no. And you can always come back tomorrow and say, I'm gonna sell what I just bought. I bought shares. And then because these prices and these percentages will change every day, every minute, every second, right? They're gonna change. And so if you want to look at those and say, "Ooh, I got a little $5 profit. I'm gonna take my $5 and run." You can do that. And this is what the arbitrage traders are doing. So that's it in a nutshell. I hope you learned a little something, but I decided to do it without knowing everything so you can see what I've gone through and what you can go through. So I'm going to stop my sharing. I'm going to take questions. I'll take questions. So anybody have any questions? Anybody? I know that Coppin says we need training on POTS market. Coppin, what do you got to say? What do you got to say, babe?
I mean, one second, because Fabi can't hear me. Hold on. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, yeah, yep, yep.
No, good job. So it was more one of my folks in the UK that wanted to get some information on how to get with the prediction part of it. She
Yeah,
was like a little bit lost, so she wanted some video to kind of walk her through slowly. The one
I
that
will.
that she had was, yeah, it was a bit fast, so she's like
Yeah,
a little bit
and I
older.
made sure that I wasn't familiar with it. So you can see what I
Yeah,
went through. Making sure I'm
yeah,
on the right network, making sure I'm
yeah,
picking the right questions that I'm interested in and why I would
right,
pick the questions. And so it's like I was a newbie. So I showed you like
right.
I was a newbie. So now what I
Okay.
would do, the next step, and I hear that on Saturdays that
Mhm.
the POTS team, they have technical webinars. But we know since they're Asian or non-American or non-Western, sometimes it's kind of difficult to get it. And so what I'm
Really?
going to do is I'm going to play
Oh
around
God.
with it. And
Yeah.
then I'm going to do a slow, short, very short video how to
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
started. But it's wonderful to know that you can be on Polygon, Arbitron, Binance Smart
Right.
Chain, all of these different
Right.
chains, wherever you have your funds, and you can utilize it and start placing your bet. Placing your bet. And the
Absolutely.
more we place our bets, the
Yeah.
more that POTS will make in fees. And then the more they make in fees, they're going to drive a percentage over into POTS money into the treasury. So that's our goal, to build POTS money, to bring in as many people as possible and introduce them to the prediction marketplace. That's what we're supposed to be doing. And if
Absolutely.
boy,
You know,
they succeed at
you
that, we are
yeah,
golden,
you
golden.
do it. You do it well, Queen. So hey,
Thank you,
when
babe.
because
Yes, she
the fact is
does.
that
Yes, she
when we
does.
were on the the corporate call, sometimes they can't get what those folks are saying. It's not that clear, but
I know.
when other folks do it, it's clearer and more understandable. So
I,
you do a great job as usual.
and I'll do that. And what I'll do is I'll just do a video on my own, not a Zoom. So I'll do a video on my own, and I'm going to go through the process on a mobile phone, because I think the majority of the people use mobile phones. And because I was having some
Yeah.
hidden windows and I was struggling a little there. So I'm going to make sure I do it on the mobile phone. And those who learn it on the mobile phone can transition their knowledge over to a desktop.
I can't
So
believe
Absolutely.
that Queen. I
Appreciate
can't
you.
believe that Queen Wiki struggles with anything. But I like the way today you literally took a different approach, because you don't normally do the Zoom like this. You said you were going to do some teaching, and I
yeah.
liked how you dissected and that's just touched on so many pieces. So well done, well done. I also want to close by just thanking my Ugandan leader, Mr. Jonathan Light, just came in the room. Hi,
Hi,
Jonathan. Just,
Jonathan.
so happy to have you on board.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
wonderful.
what I want to say is I did not go through the presentation because most of you know it, but I'm not sure about GR. I know Nisu and the Howards. I know Winsome, and I know you guys already know. So I'm going to briefly talk. I'm not even going to use a presentation. So how do we earn POS money? We put our money in staking, we put our money in bonds, and we're going to earn a range of a percentage. I can't tell you how much we're going to earn a day. If I could, I'll be a freaking oracle, right? I can predict the future, and nobody can. Don't ever get in a deal to tell you you're going to earn X% a day, because how do they know what happens when they lose? And so that's what we do. In addition to that, we're going to bring people, we're going to drive them into POTS money. And then we get more money based on our network. We get more IBS tokens. And then again, all of our withdrawal fees, we're going to drive them back to POTSMARKET, 100%. And POTSMARKET is going to take it and buy Bitcoin. And then POTSMARKET is going to pair that Bitcoin with our second token, POTS token. And what is POTS token? When Bitcoin goes up, POTS token goes up. It's deflationary because they're throwing away the supply, throwing away a supply, which distinguishes a Toyota from a Bugatti. Toyota, huge supply. That's why it's $40,000 on average. Bugatti, $1.6 million and a waiting list, right? Because the supply is low. And that's what's going to happen to POTS tokens. So hold on to that. And then we've got the prediction marketplace. As we drive everyone that we know into POTS money to earn yield, and we drive all of them into POTS market, into prediction marketplace, and then what happens? A percentage of all of the fees, the fee revenue, is going to be driven right back into POTS money. The Olympus Dow portion is going to be driven right back, and it's going to help stabilize. So we've got POTS market as an anchor, and we got POTS money as the stabilizer. And no other Olympus Dow project, even though they've never scammed, none of them have the second piece that we have, that revenue generator. So we're going to kick their booties. Yeah, even though I'm in two of them, two other ones. But we're going to kick their booties, and I tell you, people are going to be very, very happy with what we have here. And I'm going to close this. But before I close it, I'm going to ask if there are any questions, any comments, any light bulb moments. Anyone? Mboa, Philip, GR, Jan, Nusa. Hi, Queen. I'm with Martin's team. Thank you very much. Great teaching today. Thank you, GR. Thank you very, very much. I hope you learned something. We got the Howards here, my buddies. from Winsome. Okay. Yes, yes. Anything, Mboa? Anything?
Hi, Queen.
Hey, hey, hey.
Nice hearing you. Good one. Good one. Good
You
one.
liked it? Okay. Wonderful. Wonderful.
I was away. I was in a meeting and I come and I catch the best part of it.
Rock and roll. Rock and roll.
Wonderful, Miss Lorna.
Yeah, we're gonna have more of these. We're gonna have more of these. And with that said, I'm gonna sign off. I'd like to thank each and every one of you. And next time, none of you should be here alone. You should have at least one person, which will double our participant level. We know we got thousands and thousands of people on our team. We just need to drive them here. And thank you guys. Good evening. And thank you, of course, Winsome, for all of your support. Bye-bye. Oh, wait a
Thank
minute.
you.
Mboa. Mboa, you
Thank
there?
you.
Yeah, Mohammed.
Mboa, we don't raise hands. We just talk. We
Oh,
from family.
yeah. Thank you so much for everything. Thank you so much. I came in a bit late, but I appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. No questions, nothing that. Okay, super duper. Bye, guys. Enjoy the rest of your
Thank you,
night, your
Queen.
morning, your afternoon.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Beautiful
Bye-bye.
presentation. Bye-bye, darling.